and it goes to 47 inches. 2 feet in.
Well, our project is specifically looking at pre-World War II housing and post-World War II housing in this specific neighborhood, and seeing how it's changed and sort of how this neighborhood has stayed consistent throughout its history despite like economic downturns and economic booms. You said 8 feet 7 inches?
Yes. So Mapping Waterville is a humanities lab course that uses Waterville as its kind of object of analysis.
Yeah. Like cut right through here.
Yeah. A lot of the energy of the class, I think, comes from this kind of direct engagement with neighborhoods, with the street, with houses themselves, with the Waterville Historical Society. You know, all these things, there's this kind of unmediated relationship with primary sources that makes the class feel alive.
Really interesting, we got to go into Wally Donovan's home at 36 Oak Street and map it out, which was pretty fun to do, and like talk to him because he's lived in the home since the 50s, so to see how like the neighborhoods kind of changed throughout those years, and he was like a really good primary source.
And you don't really think of the people who call this place home, because for us, you know, it's home a couple months out of the year, but it's still not a place we've grown up in and realized its own history, its story, what it's like, what each part of it has been before and stuff like that, which you kind of know about your hometown, but not where you go to school.
So you can see this is where the college would have been, will be, right there on Mayflower Hill.
It's one of the major components of the course, after doing all the kind of research, was to construct a kind of narrative visualization of their findings using something called neatline.
Kind of just, you can start in the 1920s and you can see what it was like then. You can go to the 1930s and see how houses were developing then. And so you can just track the story through the timeline and through the visual map.
I think it really engages students in experiential learning. They're actually working with special collections, working in the community to a degree, and actually creating new knowledge, new narratives, and new understandings about the local community and Colby's role in it.
Like when you just look at an address, you don't really get to see like how they all like cluster. And I think that like one of the conclusions that we came to is so many mill workers live in this like South End area, and I don't think that we would have like come to that conclusion necessarily if we hadn't like visualized it and actually put it on the map.
The work that they do in this class contributes to something that is kind of full of life and growing on its own, and hopefully kind of strengthen these connections between Colby and Waterville.
No, I own a building there.
Oh.
And I've always been curious because somebody told me that it was a house that somebody important at Hathaway owned.
Oh, really?
And then it was converted into apartments.
Oh,
this was a mill worker lived here.